Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here, and 4 more days till Christmas. Now it's time to move on to hero number 4. And if you saw my top 5 video, then you know that my fourth favorite hero is Superboy. That's right, Connor Kent, the Boy of Steel, Okay, I'm out of nicknames. Superboy was Superman's clone created after his death, as a result of the Five Doomsday. And Superboy was a unique clone in that he wasn't just cloned from Superman's DNA, he was also had human DNA in him to help the Kryptonian DNA stabilized. And unknown at the time, but it was and this was unknown at the time, but the human DNA was donated by Lex Luthor. And Lex had his DNA put into the cloning tank because he wanted to he wanted a way to destroy Superman from the inside, which the inside being the clone. And, well, eventually, though, when Superman came back, Superboy was given the opportunity to live a life of his own where he didn't have to focus on replacing Superman, which was the original reason he was created. And eventually that led him to having his own superhero career in Hawaii, then working again for Project Cadmus, then ultimately being sent to Smallville by Superman so that Superboy could learn what the secret identity, so Superboy could be both a normal kid and a superhero. However, though, the Smallville stuff didn't happen until the beginning of Jeff Johns' run on Teen Titans, and when Superboy came back, and when Superboy was first in Smallville, he didn't like being Connor Kent at all. He was bored in Smallville. He just wanted to go out, fight evil, and be Superboy again. And even though he could go to the Titans Tower on weekends and live that part of his life, he was still pretty much not very happy with Smallville. But eventually after eventually Superboy died protecting Earth from Superboy Prime. And when he came back, he started to really appreciate the things that he took for granted. One of the things being having a life in Smallville. So when Superboy came back, he had a life. He got used to his life as Connor Kent, where he could just put on glasses, be a normal kid, and just go to high school and stuff. And he had a great appreciation for Smallville then. I'm really more familiar with the whole Connor Kent Teen Titans era because that's one of the things that I read when I got back into DC Comics, when I started to pick up comic books again. So anyways, guess it's time for the reason I like Superboy is because, well, like I said, I started reading comic books in high school, and one of the things that drew me to Superboy was that he was sort of a teenage Superman that I found interesting. Then I learned about him being half Superman, half Luthor, and that really was an interesting thing that I focused on, and it was a big thing that Jeff Johns really emphasized with the character, was that while he could be the next greatest hero, he could also be the world's greatest villain, but the decision was always up to Connor, and that was probably emphasized with the last Superboy story written by Jeff Johns, which took place in Adventure Comics, and it is actually the story I want to recommend for this video, for the character for this series. It's Superboy, the Boy of Steel. That's the title of the trade paperback. I don't have the actual trade paperback collection. I have the individual issues when Jeff Johns wrote Adventure Comics, and he pretty much had Superboy, and it was written after Superboy's resurrection, and he came back to Smallville. Superboy had was starting to sort of question some stuff too, like about trying to find Lex Luthor so he could finally confront him. And when he does finally confront Lex Luthor, he learns that there is absolutely no good in Lex Luthor, because Luthor cures his paralyzed sister, but then he makes her sick again just to prove a point that he can cure someone, but he doesn't want to, not until Superman's gone, which is really messed up, and it makes Superboy realize, okay, there's absolutely no good in this jerk, and I don't need genetics to decide who I'm going to be. I'm just going to be myself. And so Superboy realized it's not what Superman did, and it's not what Lex Luthor did that makes him who he is. This is like I said, the Superboy Boy of Steel was the last story written by Jeff Johns that featured the Teen of Steel, and this took place right before Jeff Lemire's Superboy series, which I also read and I reviewed and I said good things about, and I really need to find the collected editions of those, which I think are coming out soon. But I do have the individual issues for Superboy, though I can't show them. This is the only one that I have out right now because the others are all boxed and archived in my closet and stuff, and I don't want to dig through all that just to pull them out for one video. This one isn't really archived because I keep it around in case if I ever get enough money, and I can go to some big convention like either New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con, and if Jeff Johns is there, then I would really like it if I could get this signed by him. I mean, that would be pretty awesome, and then I could just have something signed by Jeff Johns. It's also one of my favorite stories that he's written, and it would just be great. So that's why, again. But anyways, Superboy, there are still... And this isn't just the only good Superboy stories. I mean, there's also the first 5, all the volumes he was featured in Teen Titans, and... Oh yeah, Teen Titans, the 100th issue of the last Teen Titans series. That was also... I'd say that was pretty Superboy-centric, because he did fight Superboy Prime. Because he did fight Superboy Prime again, that ultimately led to Prime being attached to the Source Wall and stuff. And also, again, the Jeff Lemire series was amazing, and if you ever once those come out, then people should definitely read those if they're curious about Superboy. But yeah, Superboy is definitely one of my favorite characters, and I really do appreciate, and I really did enjoy him pre New 52. New 52 now, though, not so sure. I am starting to have a little more positive feelings, just a little, though, but I don't think it's fully there yet. But Superboy is still an amazing character, and I would definitely recommend, if anyone ever asked me what a good Superboy story was, I would definitely say Boy of Steel, that they should go find it. And I really hope I can find the whole collected edition, because I would really like to, read all the issues all in a row like that, because that would be amazing. So, yeah. We have to find that one day. So, anyways, that's my recommendation, Superboy, Boy of Steel. And we only have, and this has been the fourth episode of the 12 Days of Christmas series. Only three more left. So, Spider-Man 1991 saying happy holidays, and oh yeah, my weekly comic review should be up pretty few hours after this, actually, because I have something I need to take care of. Later.